Rise and grind, kings and queens, and welcome to the YCSD journey. I'm your host, Y to the D, also known as YD No Shorts, and you are now tapped in with the You Can't Say That podcast. But here, we into saying shit like, fuck it, say it anyway. So strap in, and let's take this journey together. Blessings, family.
You can shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
You can shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Rise and grind. Welcome back, beautiful family, to another and unfortunately the final episode of Season 1 YCSD. You Can't Say That podcast. But you know what? We're gonna go hard on this one. And you know the motto. Fuck it, say it anyway. I got a very unique individual with me to take this season out with me, man. I've been trying to get this episode shot for I don't know how long. So, you know, y'all don't be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? That it took so long. It was her. You know what I mean? But most definitely, I'm so happy. I'm so happy though that you finally, you know what I mean, decided like, okay, I'm ready to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I was talking about shooting an episode with you before I even started YCSD when I was still in Colorado.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
You're right.
but you had to, you know what I'm saying, deal with things and get certain things out of the way, and I respect that. You know what I mean? I definitely don't like to force any episodes because I feel like they're more relatable and more fun and solid, you know what I mean, when they're organic, you know what I mean. So
I respect that.
but you here now, and I'm grateful that you here, Queen.
Here I am.
You know what I mean. She's a dope individual. I've known her for about like 18,
Let's
16,
not do that.
18
Okay,
years.
let's not do that.
16, 18 years.
Relax.
Yeah, she you know, she old as fuck now. I'm not
Don't
old.
do
I'm
that.
not
Why
old.
you gotta do that?
I get
See?
you.
Look. We already off on a like.
Hell no. We on the right foot now. We on
Oh
the
my
right foot.
God.
Nah, but family, she's definitely a dope individual, man. I was blessed to be able to be a part of her journey for this long, man, and watch her grow. And
Yeah.
it's a blessing to still have, you know what I'm saying, people from your past, that far in your past, still around, and you still actually rocking and you still actually talking. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that came into my life, you know what I'm saying, people that I thought was gonna have longevity, and it wasn't that.
It's
They're not
surprising,
here
right?
anymore.
Who stays around?
Right. It'd be the people that you really want to stay around
Yeah.
that don't stay around. You know what I mean? The people
That's
that you least
crazy.
suspect, nigga, they still here lingering.
Hello.
You know what I mean? You know? But no, she goes by her name is Soraya Rivens, right?
Yes, Raven.
I call her Ray Ray or Raya for short. You know what I mean? This has been one of my queens, man, for a minute, man. We've been through some shit. We've seen a lot of shit together. We got to see each other grow for real.
That's
She
so
knows me off a
fitting.
camera.
The theme, growth, right?
Growth.
You've
Facts.
seen me grow up, and you saw me grow. So
Facts. We both got to see each other. Hey, I wanted to, because I was thinking about it yesterday after I talked to you on the phone, and we was like, I'm like, man, I remember how we met. So I want to see
Oh my
I want to
God.
see if
We
you
gotta do
remember.
this.
Yeah, we doing this. So do you remember
Yes.
how we met?
yes.
Where did we meet?
So my little sister Brandy was talking to you. Remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, but I'm saying like how we met, like how we initially, like not how we formed our relationships together, but how we actually met, how we initially like had our first interaction with each other. Do you
Oh
remember
my
where
God.
and how?
So from my recollection, it was me and my sister snuck out of the house. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
This is how far back we go. We jumped on the roof and then jumped off the house.
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga picked us up.
Mm.
Why we gotta do this?
Nah, because we got to.
Oh my God. I look like a hoodlum.
No, we got to do this because I need the family to know how deep our roots are with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm about to fuck your head up because I
Oh
remember,
my
because that's not our initial interaction, how we met.
That
We were
is.
at this thing that North Carolina has, what they used to have called Bell Share. Yeah. Yeah, we were at Billshare. I think I was
He's
probably
right.
like 17, 18.
No,
Day
younger.
was like, we
Younger.
probably was. Yeah,
Younger.
but we were teenagers. And
Young.
I had Day with me.
Yeah.
And you were with Brandy. And, you know, me and Day, we doing just young nigga shit. We drunk, we high, and we just out of control.
Everybody
You know what I
was
mean? And we just down there downtown. Now, Billshare is a big extravaganza.
Like
the
it's
whole
a
city.
festival.
People come from Georgia and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it was
Like,
at that time. It was the biggest festival in the Southeast.
yeah. Man, I used to come from wherever I was living at, you know what I'm saying? Like the first time I went there, I used to come from wherever I was living at the time, just to come out here just for Billshare. Oh, I got to make it to Billshare. Billshare was always late.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so me and Day down there, you know what I'm saying? It's downtown. North Carolina, and me and Day just yelling, "Happy fucking Billshare!" We pushing each other into people's boutiques
I don't
and shit.
remember this.
Yeah, man. And then we saw y'all. I don't remember exactly what was said, but we saw y'all and we started interacting with y'all.
For real?
Yeah.
I was probably drunk as all hell.
Hey, we was all lit. Obviously, y'all was because you and Brandy wasn't just two angels
I
that
was
just
probably-
just popped out of nowhere. No, y'all was what attracted us to y'all was like, look at them two motherfuckers over there. Oh, they think they litter than we is. Well, shit, let's go ahead and be lit together then.
Fucks
you know what I
up.
mean? And you know what I mean. After that, man, it was history from
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
For
And
sure.
and yes, like you said, I started off fucking with her.
Brandy,
Yeah.
my sister, my little
I started
sister.
fucking with her first,
And then
and
we
she
like,
was supposed to be fucking with Day.
yeah. And then when we actually chilled, we were like,
Yeah, it was like a mismatch.
eh,
Yeah, it was mismatch. I'm like, man.
I don't know about this.
Because I was feeling you. Once we actually chilled, like, because I was feeling Brandy. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong.
Brandy is a baddie.
But
That's my baby sister.
When I saw you like there, like when we all was, it was just us four. It was just like, man, I'm fucking with her. And Day was really liking Brandy. So I'm like,
Yes, and then
you
they
wanna
were
switch?
together. How long were they together after that?
Man,
like they
them-
ended up dating.
Yeah, they ended up dating.
for
You know
real,
what I mean?
and
Dating.
was together for like a year or two.
Yeah.
They were together.
Hell yeah.
So we swapped. But here's the thing though, we
sounds
swapped
terrible.
and they ended up being together. We did not.
That
So
sounds
we were
terrible.
like, I know that sounds awful.
we just swapping.
We
That's what we do around here. We swap.
we swapped
If
and
we
then
ain't happy with the one we with, let me get yours.
what's
You can get
wrong with
mine.
that? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
see
I'm
the
cool
issue.
with that. Let's go ahead.
So here's the thing. We swapped and then you and I were friends for years and years and years before we actually was like, okay,
Let's
I
try
like
it.
you.
Yeah.
You like me. Let's try to,
I think we was probably friends for like 5 years, 6 years before
Something
we actually
like
was
that.
before we was actually like, you know what? Let's try it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then we
It-
tried it and
We realized that no, we better off
We
just as
friends.
You know what I mean?
we friends and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. You know what? And that's probably the reason us making that decision is the cause of us being here together in each
Yeah,
other's face
man.
now
Yeah.
as adults.
My guy.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you definitely you
Absolutely.
one of those. You one of those in my
Hello.
life. You know what I mean? But so yeah, like we said, man, the topic today is growth, man. We got to see each other grow. We got to see each
So
other's
fitting.
siblings grow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to see Day grow because they was real
Yeah.
cool too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Her and Day was real
I
cool
love
too. I was
Day.
real cool with Brandy. I still am. That's still my nigga.
Yeah, I told her
you know
we
what I
were
mean?
doing the podcast. She was like, I'm a roll up. I said, please don't.
I would have hooked up another mic if she wanted to.
Oh my God.
Yeah, damn shit.
Y'all ain't ready for Brandy. Season
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Season
What
2.
was that? Hey, season 2, I'm gonna have me, you, her,
Oh
and Day.
my God.
And we all gonna be on there together.
Jesus
And
Christ.
we gonna go back into time.
Oh.
Damn. But no, they was together for when
They were-
when they ended up being an item. They was together for a nice
A
little minute.
minute.
Like them niggas fell in love.
Like they were
down there
in
instantly.
love.
You know what I mean? And it was beautiful though. You know what I mean?
It was
Because
cute.
they was good
They
for
was,
each
it
other.
was puppy love, but it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it was there.
Hell yeah. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And then we were like you said, we had a period where we were just like super duper, like we were just like talking on the phone all the time. We
Mm-hmm.
were cool as fuck, confiding in each other, giving each other advice.
we would argue and all that shit.
Oh
Like,
my
you know
God,
what
we
I mean?
still argue.
No, we ain't argued in a minute.
Nigga,
man.
the last time we went for drinks, we had a
I
huge
wouldn't call
fucking
that an
argument.
argument. I wouldn't call that an argument.
Lying.
I honestly feel like that was both of
We
us
argue every time we get
reconnecting. I think we
together.
were recalibrating and reconnecting with each other because before then we hadn't seen or really like talk to each other in what
I have
5 years, 6 years.
I have an objection because
Go
I
ahead.
feel like we challenge one another.
Hell yeah. She feels like I challenge her on everything.
We challenge one another. I feel like if
so you admitting that you challenge me on shit?
I can admit that, but
Okay.
also
That's fair.
hold your horses.
That's fair.
You challenge me as well. I
Yeah.
feel like
yeah, for sure.
I don't feel like it's even like with malice intent or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we want each other to think bigger.
Yeah, man. Just get outside of that
So,
box that, you know what I'm saying, that we know each
there's
other
that.
to be in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we grown
I
now
agree.
and we come from kids to being adults and we still rocking with each other. That has to mean something. You know what I mean? But we
Definitely.
also, with us growing from kids and still rocking and being grown now, we're different beings. Like we're still the same in spirit and our souls and
You're still
everything.
the
Our
same.
connection is still the same. But you know we've
You
been through our
mature.
journeys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've grown from a lot of shit. Like I
sure.
said, I don't fuck with a lot of people, man. Just recently, I'm not gonna cap. Cause I know that you probably gonna talk shit about this, but I was just on the phone with you not too long ago. What it was like a few weeks ago, and you was telling me about the situation with your homegirl or whatever. We ain't gotta say no names.
Yeah.
But and
Oh
I
my
was telling
God.
you
We
where
can
I
talk about
stood
it.
spiritually, and I was like, man, you know, I just feel like I've outgrown, you know what I'm saying, being, you know what I'm saying, in the settings that we were in before and fucking with the people that we was fucking with before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know, I was just bored. Because this is a lonely lifestyle. When you tap in and you start activating spiritually, people, you know what I mean? You got to understand that, you know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that you choose to surround yourself around, they're not going to understand, especially if you got missing and tapped into the spiritual, you know what I'm saying? And then you come back and you try to get back around them and rekindle what y'all had. They're not going to understand it because you're different. Even when
I
you're not
agree.
trying to be different, you're just different. That's what everybody keep telling me, man. There's something different about you. We'll do it. And they're not understanding that, you know, I was reborn while I was out there. My journey, man, took me through some shit,
I
man.
had to pivot.
you
Like
know?
I'm not on the same
Yeah.
track that I was on before.
And resort, I had to cut off a lot of people because I don't feel like it's my obligation to make you understand who I am. If you say that you love me and you down for me, then I shouldn't have to explain what it is that I'm going through. You should
Hold up.
already just be like, you know.
I'm not saying that you have to understand, but I feel like, you know, you don't owe anybody an explanation, right? But like if you love someone, you want to give them a chance to understand. That's
Yeah.
all.
But but also with that, I feel that. With that, I feel like, you know,
Give them a
if
chance
I'm
to
gonna give you a
understand.
chance, because it ain't like I just came back and I was just like, oh, you don't understand me, fuck you. You know what I mean? No, it wasn't
would
like that.
hope not.
It was more so like, you know what I mean? I come back and I'm trying to explain what my journey was about, and people are not giving me the time or day. They're looking at me funny like,
That's fair.
man, you sound weird, especially because I came back talking about on some spiritual shit. You know what I mean? I've never been tapped in with my spiritual being.
Okay, but like
You know what I mean?
sometimes if they're not on that same journey, they're not going to like receive that type of
course.
information.
You
know
don't
what
need
I'm
to
saying?
receive it. You don't need to receive it. You just need to respect it. I'm asking you to respect it because I respect to you is because okay, with your homegirl and our conversation that we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's my homegirl too. Shout out to her. I ain't gonna say a name. We don't say names.
Let's not do
unless
that.
you want to. If we
Nope.
speak anything negative, then we're not gonna say any
Let's
names
not
about
say
it.
a name.
Okay. So she's my homegirl too. Shout out to you, Queen.
Yeah.
But when we were speaking about that, you know what I mean, you when you grew, you know what I mean, and you blossomed into this being that you are, you were expecting her because you have so much love and respect for her. You were expecting her to grow with you and evolve and elevate with you. But she hasn't. She's still pretty much who she's always been. And nothing is wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, family. Nothing is wrong with continuously being you. Because I feel like that's the best way to be because, you know, it's the easiest, it's less stressful. You know what I mean? But also you have to elevate with being you. You know what I mean? Because there are always higher beings and higher versions of you. And a lot of people, like you see with her, you see her being better than what she is. But she doesn't see it. You feel what I'm saying? She loves and she's comfortable with how she lives now. And she wants you, she probably looks at you like she wants you to be the same. She probably look at you some type of way, and that's why she has other friends.
That's a possibility.
You know what I mean?
I've considered that. I also feel like I might be advancing at a faster pace.
Yeah.
And you know,
No,
that's not
definitely.
to give me any credit or like big myself up. It's just
Girl, you
like,
gotta get yourself the flowers.
listen,
Get yourself the flowers. Shit.
humility means something. But I do feel like sometimes when you advance past your friends, or even if your friends advance past you, navigating that is wild, because especially if you've been friends for 20 plus years, like, right? Like, if you have a growth spurt, whether it's mentally or spiritually, and you're just like looking back at your homeboy, like, where you at, bro? Like, that's a rough thing to navigate. And even if you, like, if your homeboy has that same like growth spurt and you're like, why are you leaving me behind? Like, I thought we were on this and now
you
we're
acting
not.
different.
Oh my
That's
God.
people's favorite line to hit. Oh, you acting different.
Yeah, it's that. It's always
what I
going to be that. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Especially with us.
Hell yeah. But you know what? You know, when I saw your being, yes, it was different, but it wasn't different. I just saw your aura immediately. When we first linked up when I first moved back here and we finally linked up, I saw your aura. What the fuck you thought I was talking about?
I was like, where are we going with this?
When we linked up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I immediately saw that, you know, your aura. Like, okay, I felt your energy too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, all right, she ain't the same Ray that she was when I left. So, and I'm not the same YD that I was when
Definitely
I left.
can see that.
So we got to recalibrate. We got to fill each other out. And that's exactly what we did. We filled
We
each
still
other
argued.
out. It wasn't an argument. It was a debate.
He is literally in denial. Like,
Man, whatever,
we
man.
always argue, and that's fine. Like, I don't feel like it's an issue
No,
with
it's
it,
not
because if
fine.
like if we argue and it was like a huge fallout, I'd be like, I always argue with this nigga. Like, we just argue, we challenge each other, and then, you know,
It's just a very opinionated conversation that we have.
He's a Scorpio, so
I
like,
was,
jot
whoa,
down.
Don't be going into zodiac signs. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. I think it more so goes
has
off the
everything to
love
do-
with each other. You know what I mean? The love and the respect, and we want to see each other be the best that we can be. And whether that means I'm going to try to force you to be that person, or I'm going to just...
What?
Motherfucker, you gonna be this. I see you being this. Quit dangling down here.
You're
Get your
living
ass up
below
here.
your standard,
Get your
and
ass
I
up here.
expect more from you.
But you know what? No, you taught me something that night that I need to, and
I be teaching people stuff, you know?
You taught me without you trying to. You taught me that with this new being that I am, that people are gonna be who they want to be, who they see themselves
A fact.
being, and you cannot force somebody. Just because you see the greatness in them doesn't mean that they're gonna be
my
that being, and
God.
doesn't mean that you're supposed to force them like you gotta be that being. No, let them be that being. If it's meant in their journey for them to elevate to being that being, then they will eventually, but let them do it at their pace. Don't come force your shit on there just because you didn't elevate it.
The most
You know what I mean?
heartbroken I've ever been is when I had an expectation of someone.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, the most shattered and broken I've ever been is when I've like expected something of someone, whether they told me they were going to do something or I just like built expectation of them. That's when you're like, damn, like that letdown is crazy.
Man, that's always a hard ass lesson to learn. I like to believe
Absolutely.
for everybody.
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? Like, because we're not taught to not expect things. You know what I mean? We're taught really, especially our generation, we learned a lot off seeing. You know what I'm saying? What was going on around us, and then experiencing it ourselves. You know what I mean? Nobody was really sitting us down or you know what I'm saying, at times, certain points of time, like, hey, don't build an expectation for this. You know what I mean? Just let this be what it is. You know what I mean?
Or things were expected of us, and so we project that.
Yeah. Instead of just being how we want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's definitely I'm not gonna say a fucked up journey. It's definitely a tough journey that I think a lot of people, 90% of the world, go through. You know what I mean? Because you just want to be the best you could be. Everybody wants to be great, and you want the people around you to be great with you. Nobody wants to do this shit alone. I don't want to, with this podcast shit, man. You know what I mean? It's starting to pop and bubble and shit, but it doesn't feel the same because I don't have a lot of people that I wanted to be there with me, like to be a part of this podcast with me and help it grow.
Can't.
But, I'm learning, you know what I'm saying, that, time is virtue and time is something you can't get back. And I need to cherish the people that are a part of this podcast. Even if you just come on as a guest, you know what I mean? I love that. And the fact that people are willing to come on to this platform and just be completely honest in ways that they don't even talk to their best friends or their closest people. Like, you know what I mean? That intrigues the hell out of me. You know
Authenticity is very, we spoke about this briefly before we started, taping, but like authenticity is like invaluable. Like you cannot put a monetary price on somebody being the truest form of their self, because there are too many people in this world perpetrating, like capping, whatever the kids call it these days. Like
the capping. It is another word. They go so fast. They slang go
like,
so fast.
Every 3 months it's another word.
I be still saying capping. They be looking at me like, man, you old as fuck.
Yo, old ass, dusty as fuck.
We do not say that no more. I be like, damn, I remember when we was them. Remember when we were their age and we look at the OGs like they be trying to keep up with us and we be like, man, y'all niggas is
whack
weirdos.
Oh
like,
my
who
God.
says that? Who does that anymore?
Like, why?
Now these young niggas be making me feel like the thing that hits me, yeah, OG.
No, the thing that hits me is yes, ma'am.
Oh, see, nobody calls me yes, sir. Nobody says yes, sir to me.
I be so
they definitely
fucking
be like OG.
No,
They be like, yeah, OG.
There's a person in my life that ma'ams me all the time, and I be like, stop doing that shit. I'm not that old. I'm not gonna tell y'all how old I am, and you better not tell them how old I am. But I'm not a man.
I just told you look like Mama Rhea with that gown though. Goddamn, you look good.
It's not
you look your age. Yeah, you look like you could fry up some good ass pork chops or something. You don't need no hot sauce or nothing. It's perfectly seasoned. Yeah, go ahead. You make the nigga play. Go ahead and
That's
put
for you.
Put your napkin in your Say your grace. Say your grace. But it's cool. It's you got to consider shit like that a blessing that you even made it.
This is
to
not.
Be that.
I am. I'm growing into liking my age. I have to say, like, when I turned, did it hit you in the chest when you turned 30?
No, it didn't hit me in my chest
my
until
God,
I hit
that shit.
34. And I was like, oh my God, I was just 25. Like, how did I get here? Like,
30 grabbed me by the neck and was like, bitch, you 30.
I was so happy when I hit 30 because I just thought I was grown as fuck. I thought I was grown as fuck, and I wasn't even grown as fuck. I wasn't even grown as fuck at the age of 30. I was still a boy trying to be grown. I was
married with 2 kids and a mortgage and still didn't feel grown.
Man, listen, man, you not age. Okay, so let me reword that. Age makes you. No, I'm not gonna reword it. We just gonna do it like this. Age makes you, depending on what age you is, makes you an adult. But being grown is a whole different story. Being grown is a mindset. You feel what I'm saying?
There are grown 17-year-olds.
Yeah, there are grown, man. I got a little homie right now, man. He man, I want to bring him onto the platform, and he was man enough to stand and be like, man, I love what you doing, big dog, but that ain't what I'm trying to do. I'm just not really in the cameras and doing that and putting my life out there. I'm not ready yet. For him to be at the age that he's 17.
He should be clout chasing right now.
Man, he ain't like the rest of them. He like, man, that's just not where I'm at right now, bro. I'm really just trying to get my bag together. I want to build a business for myself. Like, can you help me with that? And I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah.
I appreciate it.
I respect that little nigga. You know who you are, brother. You know who you are, man. I fuck with you, bro. Salute to you.
I know that's right.
Yeah, because, but, I look at the generation now of youngins, like from 18 to 25, and I try to compare their generation to when we were 18 to 25. I like to think that we're a little bit more mature than they were.
Okay, so here's the thing, and that's the thing we were like kind of starting to get into before we started recording. It's like the boomers think we ain't shit. And we think Gen Z, X, Y, whatever the fuck ain't shit. They spoiled. They get fucking participation trophies. They didn't win anything. They just get a trophy for participating.
Internet-based lifestyles.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
And you know, but we're not acknowledging each other's struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the boomers, they 60, 70, 80 right now, but you got to think who raised them motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
They was getting the fucking life beat out their ass.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
and
yeah.
then us, our generation, we graduated either high school or college during a recession. We saw 9/11.
Yeah.
We saw, you know what I'm saying, all the tragedy we saw, and then got pushed into the world where we are financially, I mean, that was not only financially unstable, but financially corrupt.
Yeah.
And was said
Financially
like,
misguided as well.
work it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just work it out. And now a lot of us who are in our mid to late 30s saddle with all this debt. You know what I'm saying?
It's that much harder because we didn't.
Oh my
have,
God.
And you know, and to touch on what you're saying, how we don't acknowledge, like, their generation and our generation don't acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, each other's struggle and shit like that. It was like that with our generation, with the generation before us.
I agree with you.
So it's a taught behavior. We have to break that chain. I definitely feel like it's on our generation right now. We're the last generation that can break that chain. You know what I mean? And start.
So you don't think Gen Z, because they're very emotionally in tune, like they're all about emotion.
Yo.
I feel like they might be able to do it, but they might not have the follow through because they don't have the work ethic that we have because we had to get it out the mud.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. See, we're the last of the dying breed that still knows what it takes to get out here by any means. Get out here. You know what I mean? I want to say to the younger generation, I definitely felt the same way the generation before me felt about my generation. I definitely felt about y'all. I
Okay,
felt like y'all
boomer.
was stupid. You know what I mean?
Dummies.
Why you got your pants to your knees? You stupid motherfucker. Get off the phone. You don't know how to hold a conversation.
Yo.
What you got going? Man, you so goddamn stupid. I felt that at first. But then I started interacting with y'all and I tapped into my spiritual self, and y'all are very spiritually intact.
That's a fact.
And that motivates me. So now it's like I have more of a will to sit down and talk to y'all. Because y'all, a lot of y'all just didn't have y'all parents, which is our generation. Y'all didn't have our parents there being parents. Y'all had our parents, either they was getting missing on y'all or they was trying to be y'all friend. Trying to keep up with y'all and shit instead of, you know what I'm saying, being appearance like the generation before us. They was tough. They old school.
Man,
they was tough.
They was beating our ass.
Be your ass back in front of the house before them street lights come on. You know what I mean? Shit
Or
like
it's
that.
war, nigga.
Yeah, period.
It's war.
You know what I mean? Getting your ass beat. Like, you smack a kid now, man, bro, it's different. You might get arrested. You might get arrested.
That was a joke in our day, like, oh, if you hit me, I'm gonna call somebody. But wasn't nobody acting on that shit.
Hell
now
no.
these kids will actually call the people and be in a foster home.
Or they taping it. They tape. They
Absolutely.
up
Oh
here
my
taping
God.
it. Everything.
Man.
Everything is taped. I be looking at the internet sometime, man, and I'll be like, how did you know what time to pull out the camera? Did you just have it out, or
was this planned?
Like, yeah, did you plan this? Is this staged?
This is a
You
setup.
know what I mean? Like, yeah. But this is the world that we live in now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
My son is 9, and I can't tell you how many times he's like, I'm recording a YouTube video, and I walk in like with folded clothes. I'm putting his clothes in his drawer and like a sports bra and some fucking basketball shorts, and I look over and I'm like, I'm on camera. What the fuck, bro? Like, what are you doing?
You're like, look at this old. But they old. Why you
Like
floating
in a
my
bonnet?
shit out?
Like what's happening?
Hey, ma, and they surprise you. What the fuck?
Fuck, like,
I got
yo, this
you.
is not
This going on
cool.
TikTok. This is going on TikTok. So
Fucking TikTok.
The biggest things that irritate me, but you know what? It's their
Don't
generation.
say irritate.
No, I'm going to say that. It irritates me still.
Okay.
TikTok shit. These
I
dances.
like TikTok.
Listen, TikTok is definitely a big ass platform, but the dances,
TikTok.
the little and the challenges.
So they don't really be.
Dude. Okay, so with the dance,
I don't want to sound old. I'm gonna let you go
hell
off.
I'm gonna sound old as a motherfucker.
I'm gonna let you go
I'ma
off
act
because
my
I don't want to
age.
sound like, oh
I don't
my God.
want to keep up with you niggas.
These
I'm
kids.
just gonna be real about it. The TikTok dances It's always the same shit and this has been going on for like 5 years straight, and y'all still doing the same shit. Motherfuckers getting millions of views. What the fuck is that about? Okay, the TikTok challenges.
Let them live.
Who sets themselves on fire or go set their mom on fire while they sleep?
Eating Tide
and
Pods.
taping it like, oh yeah, you see this? I just burned my mom wig up. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And they getting millions. I'm talking these motherfuckers TikTok stars because of that. Like that's the thing. Throwing shit on people.
Oh my god!
Like the cold water, the ice water bucket challenge. I was with that. You know what I mean? Little challenges like that. You know
LeBron James did it.
I ain't see his. The crate challenge. I think that was really stupid. I thought it was really funny.
It was hilarious. I love
stupid.
Seeing people like wreck their whole shit.
Just bust their whole ribs.
Oh
His
my
spleen
god,
rip open. You
that
know
was
what I mean?
hilarious.
Just for the views.
Super dangerous,
Do it
but
for the
also
gram.
like that was.
That's
it was
that's
dumb.
some wild shit, man.
I mean, but think about the shit that we were doing as kids that like our parents would be like, why the
So what's the wildest
fuck?
thing? Let's talk about it. What's the wildest thing as a
shit.
kid that you
I thought
did?
this podcast was like about growth.
It is. This is. Hey, trust me, it's gonna all fall together. I know what I'm doing, baby.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm doing, baby.
I got you.
Come on with it. So what's
Alright.
the wildest thing?
The wildest
that
thing
you think that compares to what these little niggas is doing nowadays? That you
I don't
know that your
have-
mom probably looked at you like, you fucking stupid. Get your dumb ass. You on
I
punishment.
won't say like I had wild moments. I just did shit that was not age appropriate. Like I didn't like test the waters as far as like doing something quote unquote crazy, but like I definitely like my homegirl, her house had burnt up. And so they were staying at an extended stay for like 2 weeks while their house was being repaired. And so she was like, she asked her mom, I stayed the night with her at the extended stay. And her mom was like, well, she said, she asked her mom, could we go bowling? Which was like right down the street. We're going to walk down to the bowling alley. And so her mom said yes. And so when we were walking down the hallway of this hotel, I said, we're not going bowling, are we? And she said, no. I said, we're going to Mountainside, ain't we? She said, yeah. I said, all right. Go to Mountainside. This is the first time I ever been drunk. One person, nigga, gave me a bottle of Bacardi. The other nigga gave my friend a bottle of Grey Goose.
How old was y'all at this time?
15.
How old was them niggas? Do you remember? Just a ballpark?
I'm going to say they was like 19. They was older than us, but not
shit.
like grown.
We always like to fuck with older people. Huh? Go ahead,
My ex-husband is 6.5 years older than me. Anyway, so
that's just to make you feel younger. That's why you did it.
I'll never do it
whatever.
again.
You go get you a young
Jot
nigga.
that down.
You get you a young nigga.
Not that much older.
Okay.
Let's focus.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're literally in the parking lot of this hood, which Mountainside is a hood, dancing to no music, like full choreography. This is B2K days, so we hitting that shit. Then we went to a party. We went to I never did anything that was like out of bounds. But I did do things that weren't age appropriate. So like the Tide Pod challenge, I can't really relate to that because it's like, that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dumb.
just get drunk with your homies and hide it from your friends. From your parents. Like, I don't understand, like, why niggas not sneaking out the house to go smoke
Yeah. See, that's
regular kid things.
man. So
They're not doing that anymore.
The wildest thing I did that I can remember, I'm pretty sure is a lot of other things.
I snuck
that
out
was
to
wild.
see you.
Yeah, you definitely. And
I
we
definitely
was trying to
did.
do adult activity.
Who was?
And stop.
We'll
playing.
circle back. Anyway,
Stop
continue.
playing. No,
Continue.
yeah, don't play with me, man.
I
'cause,
wasn't trying to do shit.
My platform. Yes, the fuck you were. What was okay? So what was your objective?
No.
What was your objective? When
To
y'all
fucking
snuck out of
sneak
the
out and
house
chill. Like, I
chill,
wasn't.
what did you think chilling was? What it was? You know what I mean? Because right now you got Netflix and chill with our generation. Okay, so when we were
Jesus
young,
Christ.
what was chilling back then? Because nigga, I hopped up the porch at the age of 13. So chilling to me means something totally different.
Yes, and so that's a talking point, because for me, like, I've had niggas literally be mad at me, like, I thought we was chilling. I'm like, we are chilling. Like, we chilling. Where the snacks at?
What age did you lose your virginity at?
Oof.
What age did you jump off the porch at?
I jumped off the porch actually at 13, but I did not have
Same age
sex.
as me.
I didn't have sex again for very many years after that.
You didn't like it?
No, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I did not like it, and I was not ready.
Yeah, the first time is, well, for a woman, from experience, I know that's usually it's a uncomfortable situation. You know what I mean?
I feel like I have friends that told me like it was like amazing. You know, it's very different, but I can say for myself, I did not like it and I was not ready. And then the next time I had sex again, I can say I was more ready, but I wasn't, you know, I could have waited another year or two.
Yeah, so when y'all snuck out the crib, man, was it me and Day was both on the same shit.
Oh, man.
Chill was a whole different. Brandy was on it. She was with it. I remember her, y'all whispering to each other like, hey, come on. And I believe she was saying something along the lines, correct me if I'm wrong, like, come on, let's just.
No, you remember when we was like kind of like making out and Day was like, it's not working. I was like, yeah, nigga, because I don't want you.
Yeah, Day was tapping me. He like,
that's awful.
He like, sweet. That's what I'm like, man, you don't know what you doing.
Kids.
Bro. You don't know what you doing.
We was kids.
You remember what happened after that. We ain't got to expose exactly what happened.
Nothing happened. We didn't have, say it right now for the camera. We did not have intercourse.
We did not have intercourse, but I was so thorough at that young age. Both of them.
That's a flex.
Both of them. Y'all know what that mean. That ain't no flex. Are you saying that's a flex or are you asking?
I'm asking you.
No, it ain't no flex.
Okay,
I'm just saying,
making sure.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give the family
Christ.
a perspective of where we were, you were, and where we were. And so when you said that y'all sneaking out and we come to pick y'all up, you know what I mean? And I got to sneak my grandma's car to come get y'all.
Nigga, I had to jump.
You better know I'm getting something.
I had to jump off of our house
to
get out.
You know we was humping, right? Or y'all call it hunching. That was just weird. Why do y'all call it hunching? What the fuck do that?
Hunching is hunching. And now I feel like hunching is hunching. Like hunching is fucking.
See, and back then y'all would say hunching, and I'd be like, man, what? You mean humping? What is humping?
Hunching.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was crazy.
This nigga from Ohio.
But so back to, you know what I'm saying? So I think the youngest thing that I did that was crazy, is me and my cousin and said, I'm not gonna say your last name, but said, you know who you is. When we was staying in Turtle Creek, me, you, JR, and the white boy would go up to the movies, to the movie parking lot, and just be throwing rocks and busting people's windshields. The white boy decides.
That is fucking awful. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, that was fun to us. We would bust people windshields, then run. You know what I mean? The white boy decided he wanted to take it an extra mile, go to the street right there where Turtle Creek is, right there. And a police car was driving by, and this nigga beat
the long way. What the fuck,
bro? That was so fun. We was definitely on his ass at the time, but it was fun. It was adrenaline. Like, you just hit a police car. Or let's just go up here to the parking lot and bust people's, you know what I'm saying? Or flatten their tires or something. Let's just do something wild. Shit.
Y'all the reason.
We was smoking weed and shit. Shit, we needed something to appease us, to enlighten ourselves.
Play PlayStation. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
No, we don't want to play PlayStation. We want to go out here and be active, man. Shit. We want to be fucking active. PlayStation just ain't doing it. Playing Grand Theft Auto with the one that came out at the time, Grand Theft Auto 1. Vice City and shit was out. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. No, let's go bust somebody's windows.
Oh my God. These motherfuckers.
We busting people's apartment windows and shit. I remember we tore up the whole basketball court with fireworks. We just up there. The police came out there and everything. We was banned from the basketball court out there in Turtle Creek because we tore up the whole.
What?
Yeah,
the entire
we made the whole hoop come down. We made the whole
fuck.
hoop come down. We had M80s and shit, and we just throwing them under people's cars and shit. Yeah, we was doing dumb shit. So you know what? Now that I talk about it, because I ain't talked about this in a long. Now that I talk about it, you know what? it doesn't seem so dumb of what y'all doing on TikTok. It doesn't seem so dumb because we just didn't have cameras.
Dumb.
We just didn't have. Yeah, it's all dumb. But
It's all dumb.
We just didn't have cameras. That's a TikTok challenge. For
Okay,
y'all.
so that's the dumbest part is that like they're doing the dumb shit, but they recording it. Like we was doing dumb shit
and then want to talk about somebody snitching on you, bitch.
You snitched
You ain't
on
got no
yourself.
witnesses in this bitch.
The
We
fact-
just playing the audio and the recording the video of you committing the crime on live.
So
You're doing it on
fucking
live.
stupid.
You know, whatever, man. Hey, but
Holy
that
smokes.
just goes back to say, you know, it's a taught behavior because our generation wasn't really taught, you know what I'm saying, the proper etiquette or the proper behavior of, you know what I'm saying, being an adult and being disciplined and shit like that.
I feel like it was
we ain't
beat
teach
into
them.
us. Like
Yeah,
they
it was-
tried to beat.
yeah,
They
everything.
tried
They tried
to beat everything
into
into us.
And it didn't
Right.
work. Because as a kid, like when I get in trouble at school, I would, and my mom was, she was like a warden. You know what I mean? And she would listen to songs to motivate the ass whoopings when she come pick us up from school. She used to listen to this. Her favorite song was whoop it. And then she'll play it super loud, and I'd be in the back seat. She'd have picked me up from school. I got suspended. And she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to whoop that ass, son. When you get home, pull them pants down, lay across the bed. You know what time it is.
My mama didn't give me no.
And play it over and over again. Like,
Nah,
it's,
man.
you know.
I didn't even get that. I didn't know what the fuck was coming. My mom would hit me over the head with, go get your switch.
Yeah.
Go get your switch.
They made a mistake when they let you pick your own switch.
Oh my! No, they didn't. Because if it wasn't the standard, you had to go get another motherfucking switch.
Yeah.
The
and it'd be a
fuck, my
lot
mama
worse.
was beating my ass.
Man, bro, we would go get the thickest switch because you know there's the thin ones that wrap around your legs when
I
they hit
didn't know.
you. They hurt.
I didn't
like, really,
know.
the whelps and shit. So we get the
Nigga.
thick ones. You know what I mean? Because they don't hurt as bad. They still hurt, but they don't hurt as bad. And then we
I
put
didn't do
lotion
the
on our
math.
shits. You know, if you was ashy, like them switches will hurt more.
No, I didn't do no man. I just went out there and was
yeah.
crying like fuck. I'm about to get my ass beat. Like
Hey, y'all tap into the
Fuck.
comments about the switches days.
Oh,
This
God.
generation will never know about
They
fucking
will never
switches,
know.
bro.
They will never
They
know.
will never know.
But
Go
here-
outside and get the switch. And if you bring in the wrong one, I'm fucking you up more. Go out there.
That's a fact.
You will take all the time. You got to pick the leaves up.
nigga crying.
And you get that
Literally.
thick ass switch stick. She'll slap that bitch. All right, I'm coming out here with you. And she'll point out the one she won't. Get that one right there.
Afraid
Peel the
for your
leaves off.
life.
Man, that's torture. You making your kid pull the leaves off of the switch that's about to notice about to fuck they ass up. It's about to wrap around and then they make you get. My mom used to make us get in the tub afterwards. After the switch ass whooping.
I feel like my mom did not. But here's the thing.
Your
So
mom
let
seemed
me.
really sweet. I like
She's
your mom.
not. She's a very sweet woman. What I can say is, now I'm transitioning. God is not done with me yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm transitioning from, putting my hands on my kids. I can't remember the last time. So I have a 9-year-old. Well, soon to be. My son will be 9 in a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then my baby will be 4. June the 13th.
2 beautiful young kings, man.
They the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm transitioning out of, putting my hands on them because I just feel like this is rooted in slavery and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to beat my kids into submission. And I don't want them to think that anybody else beating them into submission is okay.
Or to even think that you gotta fear somebody. Like fearing somebody is respect. No, that's
not respect.
That's not respect. That's
No,
fear.
I want them. And here's the thing about my oldest. Now, my youngest is a little different. He's a little more rambunctious, a little more rebellious. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But my oldest is the one that I can literally, you were just talking to him. He's very intelligent.
Highly intelligent.
So if I literally just look at this man and say,
Hey, shout out, my bad. Shout out to him. Be looking for the
Micah.
young nigga. Be looking for the young nigga to come out with a podcast.
oh, he's coming.
His shit gonna be dope. I'll watch it.
Oh, it's gonna take off. But if I just look at Micah and say, son, you really disappointed me. Like, mommy is really upset with you.
Mm-hmm.
He will, I'm talking about ugly cry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he is not, I don't have to put my hands on him.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then he's also getting to that. He'll be 9 there's gonna come a point where even if I could put my hands on him, it's not gonna affect him in any way.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I just don't find it. I don't want my kids to feel like they have to fear me. Number one, like, you don't have to be afraid of me. I just want you to respect me.
Yeah.
And I respect you.
And do what you're supposed to do, man. To the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Don't do it to the ability that I think that you or I say that you should.
Yeah.
Do it to the best of your ability that
And
you feel
everybody
like you
falls short, and that's okay too. But
It's part of life.
here's the thing. Redirect yourself, have purpose with that, and mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
an apology ain't shit without, like, somebody can say I'm sorry all day, right? If you're not truly sorry, like, a apology comes with changed behavior. So if you really feel like you fucked up, change your behavior and try again. But like, what I'm not gonna do is, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna continue to do the same thing, or I'm not gonna try to change my behavior. We're not doing that. Like, move with purpose. And I think my kids are starting to get that. Like, I can't remember the last time I put my hands on any of my kids. So I feel like I'm not beating my kids into submission.
You know what, Queen? It took y'all for me to, like, because I co-parent with a lot of my nieces and nephews, man, and it's the most beautiful thing, because for some reason I can't have kids at the moment.
It's fucking rough for me, but go ahead.
For me, it's the most beautiful
I take
thing.
that back. I'm sorry.
I think it's
rough,
the most beautiful thing, because they help you step outside of yourself. You know what I
Kids
mean? Stop thinking that the way you was raised was the best way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta listen to these little niggas, man, and because they be having, like, because a lot of the shit that they say or they want to speak out about, the pain that they have, is shared by you, because when you were a kid, you were thinking the same thing, but you weren't allowed to talk about it. Nowadays, we give kids the opportunity and the space to talk about it. Say what's on your mind.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it took my queens around me, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, be like, you don't always have to, you know, physically discipline them. You can just, you know what I mean, talk to them, like, take something from them. Right now, if you take kids' technology from them, man, that is worse than the ass whooping.
Man, when I tell you, I take my son's laptop and his little Nintendo from him, and this nigga is fucking destroyed.
Nigga being here early in the morning, right before school, cleaning up the kitchen, mopping the floor. You wake up, what's up? What you doing?
But here's the
I
thing.
just wanted to clean up.
Here's why people who use physical punishment don't want to do that, because it takes more work. So, like, if I take
You talking about nowadays?
Yes. I take his devices from him, now I have to fill in that time with something else. We got to do something else. Whereas I could have just handed him his device and he could have went in his room for 3 hours.
Yeah, and see, that's what a lot of parents do.
And that's not okay. And I'm not saying like they shouldn't have their devices. What I am saying is, like, don't not take their devices from them because you don't want to substitute that time with doing something that's going to be constructive.
Especially when you're supposed to be disciplining them, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, don't just give them, like, when you get home after you picked them up from school, you had to call off early from work, and now you pissed off, and you just like, man, here, take your fucking tablet and go in the room.
Take it.
You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, internet was just first hitting in our generation. And so being on the computer, you know what I'm saying, MySpace was popping at that time. You know what I mean? And
that's
we would
how
always
we got
get off of school.
Bro.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, nigga, I love MySpace.
Listen,
you can make up your
MySpace
background
celebrity.
music and shit.
Okay.
You can set up your whole page.
Nigga.
Leave a little message like, hey.
A bitch thought she was Beyonce.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. and so that's what we were addicted to in our generation.
For sure.
And so as soon as we get off of school, we immediately want to hop on the internet. You know what I mean? And hop on MySpace. And the parents be like, okay, so you got a certain amount of time to be on there, and then you taking your ass outside. Go interact. You know what I mean? Get out there and play, and then you better be your ass back at the house on the porch before 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Woo.
Did your mom lock you out?
No, hell no.
My mom locked us out.
She'll lock the screen.
She would lock us out.
Because we like to run in and out, get juices, popsicles, and
all
shit
the
like
things.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would be like, you in or you out. So
yeah. And she would stop us at a point. If we run in, okay, so my mom had she had a stopping point of running in and out. Okay, you come in
I got a
3
stopping point.
fucking times.
I'm that mom.
You come in 3 fucking times, because I ain't gonna keep yelling at your ass, because then I'm gonna have to beat your ass in front of all your
Chill.
friends. And then you gonna be on punishment, and you ain't going back outside. And you gonna eat when I'm ready for you to eat. I was just cooking dinner, because my mom, her thing was, she want us to go outside while she cooking. While she, you know what I mean, she'll clean the kitchen, and then she be like, y'all go outside, you know what I'm saying,
I'm
with the
that
whoop, you
way.
know what I mean, and while I cook, and we smell the food, so we running in and out, and then we asking her, can people spend a night? You know what I mean? And so we agitating her. You know what? No! My mom was famous for no. No. I ain't got enough for everybody's fucking kids. I could barely feed y'all motherfuckers. You know what? Come in the house. Tell your
feel
brothers and
that.
sisters to come on in the house. Y'all all get in the tub, get y'all some. Food is almost done. And
I
y'all
feel
going to
that.
bed right after. Can we watch TV? No. You going to bed. We ain't even have school. It's the weekend. Why we got...
Night, nigga.
You know what I mean? But, you know, I definitely take... With my parenting that I do now, I definitely take a lot from how I was raised, because some of
That's
it was
important.
definitely solid. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean?
I
It was
think
definitely solid.
it's a thing of like the message and the delivery.
Yeah.
Right. So like the message might have been extremely useful, very pure, and in our
Mm-hmm.
best interest, but the delivery was just fucked up.
No, facts. Facts.
So like we have to now recalibrate that as people who are raising our own kids, our nieces, our nephews, godchildren, what have you, and like figure out how to deliver those very like amazing messages,
Mm-hmm.
but like not you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I
we got to
definitely feel
figure
you.
out our fucking delivery.
I understand. Hell yeah, I think my delivery was way off at first. You know what I mean? Like I said, it took
Yeah.
y'all to really, multiple of y'all, you know what I'm saying, to really sit me down and be like, you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, approach it like that and whoop whoop. And my nieces and nephews used to call me the mean uncle. You know what I mean? Because, you know,
But you
I'll
didn't
whoop your
know-
ass.
I
I'll
mean-
Bernie Mac your ass.
I mean, but
I'll throw a
that's what
hammer
was
at
done
you from
to
across
us,
the room.
right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
we thought that was that's
now
the standard. That's like baseline.
well, see, now they video chat me just to, you know what I'm saying? My nieces and nephews is young. Well, most of them. And my nieces, they'll call me just to do the video chat, just to play with the filters. Because they like my reactions, because it irritates the shit out of me. Because they'll call me, and I'm thinking they calling me just want to have a conversation. No, they just want to play with the filters and put the little doo-doo filter on and the stupid face. And my reactions to it just, man, you fucking stupid. And they that just cracks them the fuck up. And they love that, though. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that. At the end of the day, I enjoy, because I feel blessed that they want to call me. Just
Yeah.
out of their, take
That's
time out of their
amazing.
day just to call me and just
Yeah.
fuck with me. You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely, yeah. I had to grow out of that just being mean all the time. And, hey, I'm grown, you a kid, you do what the fuck I
That's
say.
so
you know
bad.
what I mean?
It's like toxic as fuck.
Yeah, it is. And they
We're all
absorb
people.
that shit. They absorb that shit, and they'll start doing that to their friends and their brothers and sisters. And you know what I mean? Because there's been many times, I'm sure, with your sons, you know what I mean? You'll see your son. Well, I don't know for sure with y'all, because like you said, you don't really put your hands on your kids or whatever.
I'm changing. I did.
But okay, with us, we would imitate our mom.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We would imitate our mom, how she would treat us. Okay, I'm older. Sit your stupid ass down. No. You know what I mean? We would just imitate what people that we looked up to, we would imitate how they would treat us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it took me all the way till I was 32 years old to realize, like, they're just mirroring me.
Yeah.
I don't have to be like that. Why am
Right.
I so angry? And a lot of times, and let's be real, let's get deep into this shit. I was really taking out on them. I was taking out anger that had nothing to do with them.
Exactly.
It was from my childhood with
Exactly.
molestation, and didn't even know that it was from molestation, being bullied. You know what I'm saying? Being not getting enough hugs or enough attention. You know what I mean? Like, that's where my anger comes from. Watching my mom be abused and shit like that. Not even knowing that I was, you know what I'm saying, portraying that image onto my nieces and nephews and onto other people, even adults. You know what I mean?
That's extreme trauma. But like, you have to think about the trauma that you went through that wasn't even like, quote unquote, extreme.
Yeah.
Like just being a black man in America.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
growing
facts.
up in poverty.
Facts.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like
that's definitely
there are
facts.
so many factors that like if we literally, so I work in healthcare, like if we literally were to put all of these factors into like, you know, if we were to write all this stuff down, like we would be a statistic, right? Like
we already statistics.
You should be incarcerated.
Yeah.
I should be a prostitute on the street. That's what statistics say.
Or you should be on Section 8 and welfare.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
You know what I mean? And, you know, you just a black woman. You're not equal to a white woman.
Right.
You're not equal to a Chinese woman. You don't have the strength. But, you know, in the ending, man, I hope that you see that and family, please don't take, because I got families of different ethnicities that tap in, and obviously. I love and respect all of y'all struggles, and you know what I'm saying. But I'm speaking from this melanated skin. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from my struggle.
Slightly melanated.
Knock it off, black.
He be calling me the blackest black person.
I think you just I think you so beautiful, though.
I am.
You know,
and
with your
I
big black
agree
lips
with you.
and your dark ass skin, I think you're beautiful as fuck.
Why you gotta
But the
stamp
fact
like
of the reality is, you
light
black
skin.
as shit. No, you make me look light skin. When I sit next to you, you make me look light skinned, nigga. I ain't really that light skinned. I'm really Reese cup flavor. You know what I mean? Butterfinger.
Reese cup flavored.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's my flavor. What you think your flavor is?
I don't know.
You definitely Hershey.
I thought I was dark skinned, and my homegirls, Ashley and Alicia, shout out to Ashley and Alicia. They told me that I am not dark skinned.
They made you look brown skinned? Oh, we got to bring them
That's
on.
some light skinned nigga shit.
You know what?
So the next episode we record is going to be about colorism.
No,
obviously. Because
no, you know what? I had to live as a light skinned person all my fucking life, man. So you don't know what it's like.
You don't know what it's like to be.
I know exactly what it's like to be dark skinned because now I'm dark skinned.
You ain't dark skinned.
Man, family,
this is a joke.
Hey, I got dark skin energy. You got me fucked up. I got dark skin energy.
You got light skin energy too.
I do. And I take pride in it. I take pride in being melanated.
Drake ass nigga.
You say what?
Huh?
No, I'm not drunk.
I wish said I was. Drake.
Oh. Now you done crossed the line now.
That's not a line.
Drake not even black.
Drake is black.
Drake is like 30% black.
Drake is half black.
How many Canadians you know that's black?
Drake is black.
Tory
and
Lanez
let's not do that. Drake is black. Drake is black.
Man.
I literally just had, on some serious shit, I literally just had a talk with my homegirl. She has 4 brothers and sisters. She's biracial. Her mom's white. Her dad's black. They all have the same mom. They all have the same dad. And she was like, she feels an obligation to procreate with a black man because 2 of her siblings have already had kids with white people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we need black kids in our family. And I'm like, you black.
Yeah.
Like you are black. You are a light-skinned black person. Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody invalidate your fucking blackness.
Yeah.
You are black. And if you
that's true. All jokes aside.
Right.
Man,
you're black.
You know, all jokes aside, man, just you being a melanated Nubian 9 ether being, man, I know the struggle. You know what I mean?
It's a thing. I
love and respect all of us because it ain't promised that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to succeed in this world that we live in.
And I agree with you. And let me say this. I acknowledge the struggle of light-skinned black people. There is a struggle there. I have really good friends who have told me their struggles with being a light-skinned black person. And there is definitely a struggle there. There's a struggle being a dark-skinned black person. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to invalidate anybody's feelings. But what I am saying is, like, you're light-skinned.
That's cool. I think light skin is beautiful.
But I don't think I'm dark. I don't think I'm brown.
You dark skinned compared to me. I make you look dark skinned. But
I make you look light skinned.
All jokes aside.
And I'm cool with that.
I have my baby sister on my mama's side is black as hell. She's way darker than you. Mm-hmm. She black as hell. But you know, when she was born, I just gravitated to her. Like she was like my baby. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a part. And I spoke about this on my mom's episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we would always tease her because all of us, we're either like brown or we're light skinned. And she...
Your arm is darker than my
Look,
arm.
that's what I'm telling you, man. That's what I'm telling you.
It's crazy.
But your face is darker than mine. But yeah. But we would always tease her, you know what I'm saying, when we was coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you adopted. You know what I mean?
Not
like
adopted.
Man,
that's awful.
Man, look,
why would you say that?
My sister threw her in the dryer, ran her for a cycle. My brother threw her in a suitcase and dragged her down the stairs and put her by the door.
What the?
I was the only one
wanna press
that
charges.
loved, hey, listen, we was wicked. You know what I mean? We was wicked. But
Oh my God.
I said that to say we drug her through hell and back like multiple times because she was a different tone. Because we were kids, we knew no better. You know what I mean? And we were all seeking out the same love. You know what I mean? That everybody of us was really receiving. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I gravitated to her the most, not because she was my baby sister, but because she did look different. You know what I mean? And I wanted her to know that your big brother love you no matter what.
Right.
Because you going to have to go out into this world and they going to pick on dark-skinned people more than they pick on dark-skinned people. Light-skinned people. We all get picked on and discriminated against.
Absolutely.
But dark-skinned people have it so much harder. They think you automatically ugly. The darker your skin, the uglier you are. That's how the world like views us.
That's how.
That's why light-skinned niggas was in the house. We was house niggas. And they leave the dark-skinned niggas out there picking cotton and shit. That's, man, bro.
It's turning a corner, though. Have you noticed that in social media?
What do you mean?
Like, the dark-skinned people are being praised more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm for it.
Do you know where that came from, though, Queen? Let's be real. You know where that came from? You know why y'all dark-skinned people are being praised more?
Tell me.
Because we, as a people, as a whole, not just light-skinned people or brown people, bro, we started praising our dark-skinned people because we realized we already know the struggle. And we see that y'all go through it 10 times harder than us. No, fuck that. Y'all are part of us too. And we all gonna go through this shit together. Y'all are beautiful. There's so many of y'all that are so fucking... some of my closest friends are dark-skinned. I think they are so fucking beautiful. Men and women. I think y'all are so fucking beautiful. The fact that y'all can stand tall and y'all aura and y'all shine bright in this fucking world, even though you know that everything is against y'all. Everything is against us, but it's really against y'all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. Have you ever used your complexion to your advantage?
With girls, yeah.
Just with girls?
Just with girls.
Just with girls.
Because I never felt like my complexion was good enough for anything. I know how they treat me. I still get bullied by the police. I still get stopped while walking.
I mean, you still a nigga.
You know what I mean? I'm still a nigga, period. And I
That's a
rep that shit hard. I rep that shit hard. And I'm still a nigga to this day. I'm still a nigga. I walk in that light. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my skin color. But at the end of the day, I never saw myself doing no better than a dark-skinned person because they still fuck with me and treated me and bullied me the same way.
In the eyes of
white people, in the eyes of Chinese people, in the eyes of Mexican people, in the eyes of anybody other than a nine-ether being, in the eyes of the world, other than my people. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Light skin was only a tool for me with girls because I had pretty hair and you know, I'm just light skinned and then I'm cute. You know what I mean? So, you know, it worked for me. It worked for me. It's cool. Your girlfriend will like it.
She might.
Yeah, your girlfriend like it, but it's cool. We ain't talking about that. I'm just saying I'm being real though. Like I never used that other than on girls. Cause it worked with girls. Dark skinned niggas was not getting played back in. Y'all was not in back then, bro. No. Y'all know what I'm talking about there. Niggas in my generation, y'all was not in.
I agree with you. My first best friend, I won't say her name, but she was biracial with green eyes, super light skin, and we both had the same like hair texture and had long ass hair. And I'm like, she getting a lot more attention than me. That's like weird to me. Like we're like identical. I'm just darker than she is. And like that was the first time I ever noticed like colorism is a thing.
So being dark skinned growing up, like, did you feel like you were less than anybody, or did you just feel like you were being...
Yeah, because I've always had either a white or a light skinned best friend, and that wasn't intentional. I just gravitated towards these people because they were good people. So So yeah, I did.
Did you dislike yourself because of that?
No, and let me tell you why. You know my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She is
Yeah.
at least 3 shades darker than me.
Hell yeah.
But she's a baddie.
And
So,
she's beautiful as hell. If I
My
wouldn't have met you, but you know, go
don't
ahead.
be talking
Go
about
ahead.
my mama, Whitey.
Man, I like your mom. I always told you that. I
Rashawn,
like your mom.
stop.
Don't be saying my government on here, man. What's
Don't
wrong
do
with
that.
you? They didn't even know. Don't ever say that again. Fuck.
Okay,
Go ahead though.
here's the thing. I always thought of beauty as what my mom looked like. And so my mom is very dark. She's short, petite, Coke bottle, all the things. So that was my, like, that's beauty to me. And so I never really thought that I was necessarily ugly. I can't really say that, but like I did notice when I was treated differently. What I can say now, especially like in my late 20s and early 30s, like I love like the skin I'm in and I get so much attention. The other thing, this is crazy. So I have 2 sons. I want a daughter, but I want her to be at least 2 shades darker than me. Like I want a little mini me that looks like me, but is like
And why
dark
is
skin.
that? Do you feel like you want to see what type of queen you were raised with, that type of skin
No,
tone?
I honestly, it's because of Brandy. So my little sister got pregnant at 17. She had a daughter, and she was like both of our daughter. So we raised her together. Like at one point, like if her daughter would turn around and say "mommy," we would both say like "what?" You know what I'm saying? Like that was both of our kid, and so she's just so beautiful to me. I'm just like, I want that. Like, I want a little chocolate me. You know what I'm saying? I've never really had an aversion to dark skin the way that some people have an aversion to dark skin.
I think, like I said, man, dark skinned people.
But I don't have an aversion to light skin either. That's the thing. I have a son that's high yellow. My ex-husband is not light-skinned, but his grandma is half Native American, and then there's a lot of Native American in my dad's family. So, you know how generations work. Like sometimes DNA just does that.
Facts.
So my oldest son is like brown skin, but like my baby is high yellow.
And see, I'm a lighter shade of melanin because
My
you know what I
baby
mean.
lighter
I
than
have
you.
a high percentage of Native American in me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's the
and that's
thing.
from my daddy's side. You know what I mean? That's why I have good hair and shit like that. You know what I mean? But that never.
I hate that word. Don't say good hair.
What I got?
I have
good
a
hair.
different texture of
I
hair.
have fine hair. How about that?
Boom.
I got fine hair.
Like that.
You know what I mean? I
Way
got
better.
I have a fine grade of hair. You know what I mean? But that wasn't a
It's
wall
not
for
that fine
people
because
to.
it locked up.
You know what I mean? Hey, and it's still, man, people love my state. They be wanting to touch. Black
It
people
locked
be
up.
wanting to touch my hair like, man, your shit just look different. Man, it just, you got the I guess they call it the butterfly locks. I mean, when they,
I don't know
you know
what
what I'm
that
saying?
is.
Yeah, when it comes like, when it just sticks out in certain parts of the locks and shit, they
Oh,
just
I don't
naturally
know
butter.
what that
But
is.
anyway, you know what I mean? That wasn't, a restriction for people to fuck with me. You know what I mean? Just like they fuck with dark skinned people. I used to get picked on a lot. I used to get bullied a lot. You know what I mean?
For
And
what?
by black people. You
For
know what I mean?
what?
And by white people, by everybody. Just because, man, I was light skinned and you know what I mean? With the white people or other ethnicities is because I was black. And with black people is because, oh, you light skinned. Oh, you think you the shit. You think you pretty, you little pretty motherfucker. But really, man, I was never really a true pretty boy. I was a pretty boy, but I was a roughneck. I was a roughneck, my nigga. Rough. What you smacking your lips for? Like I'm capping.
You're not capping.
I'm just saying there wasn't no bar in my life when it came to shades of melanated being. There was
Okay.
no bar. I got treated just like y'all got treated, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So no, I never was able to feel like, oh yeah, because I'm light skinned, I can get by on this, or you know what I'm saying? No, they still treated me the same fucking way. Probably because my face. I just got the same fucking face. with everything. I could be the happiest person in the room, but people will come up to me and ask me, "What's wrong with you? You okay?" I'm like, "Man, what? Yeah, I'm good. I'm the happiest person in this business." Well, it doesn't look like it.
Oh my gosh.
And I talk aggressive. You know what I mean?
You do talk aggressive.
Hey, hey, that was my growing up. But you know what? Look how far it got me though. I'm not a person that people feel like they can play with. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I'm a person like when I speak, people listen. You know what I mean?
Jot
Thus
that
this
down.
podcast, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it works out. It has its pros and its cons. But I definitely, you know what I'm saying? I think that we all, you know what I'm saying? We all got it hard. You know what I mean? And not just melanated beings. Because, you know, with Caucasian beings, you know what I mean? If
Colorism is so weird.
Huh?
Colorism is weird.
It is.
Like, why would you classify, like, why would you gauge the worth of a human being by how melanated they are?
Well, there's a lot of reason behind that, and we not gonna
And
get
I know,
into that.
and I
'Cause
know the
could go in.
reasons.
I could go
but
into
here's
that
the
shit,
thing.
but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because this will be a
But-
10-hour episode if I go into
Holy
it.
shit. So, but here's the thing. Like, in 2023, why would you do that?
Intimidation, fear of us being better, just excelling past
I
them,
don't even think it's that.
treating
It's
them
just like
treating them like they used to treat us.
I feel like
It's
everybody is
intimidation.
programmed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We got to do another episode on that. on being
if you really
programmed.
want to have that, we will do another episode. But I'm
on
telling
being
you,
programmed,
I'm intelligent as fuck
absolutely
with that shit. I got some
would
information for y'all, family.
love to do an episode on being programmed because I
It go
am
deeper than programming.
deprogramming myself. I don't want my children to be programmed. I really don't want anybody around me to be programmed.
Well, you know, if you know, to prevent the generation after us, because they're our future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be the revolution. You know what I mean? It's up to us. When
You
I
think
said
so?
earlier, yeah, I said, that's why I said it's up to us, our generation, we're the last of the Mohican, to break them chains of what we've been taught. For all these generations, you know what I mean? It's up to us to break that chain and let this generation after us know that it's okay to be you and you need to be proud to be you and stand
I think they
on that.
are proud to be themselves. I think that they are the first generation in a very long time that's like,
Do you really think just because they fight back and they won't take the bullshit, you think that that's because they're proud of who they are, or is it because they don't want anybody, they don't like authority?
it could be a mix of both, honestly.
Yeah. I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
I think it's more so like, you got us fucked up. You ain't gonna do to me like you did to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whoop de whoop.
And
But-
then they see how fucked up we are. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
And that, you know, with seeing that also, you know what I'm saying, makes them shy away from, you know what I'm saying, who they really are, because they're like, well, they get treated like that. I don't want to get treated like that. So I'm gonna act this way and I'm gonna do this way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, you know what I mean? That's fucked up. And you got me fucked up. You could think I'm gonna treat, you know what I mean? But, you know, and I can say our generation, I wouldn't say we laid down and took it, but I mean, we laid
I
down
would
and
say
took
that.
it.
I
We
would
laid
say
down
that.
took
And
it.
then I feel like human decency for the next generation looks a lot different from human decency that we thought that like the bare minimum was okay. And then like the generation after us is like, nah, man, fuck that. Like, respect me, treat me.
Like you want to be treated, period. I definitely,
And I love that, but they are spoiled.
they spoiled
Y'all
as fuck.
spoiled.
They spoiled as fuck. And then there are a lot of the generation after us, a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like I said before earlier, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of their parents ain't really being their parents. They really more so being their friend, or, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So really their generation is literally raising themselves.
Would you want to
The
be your
internet
kids'
is
friends?
raising. When they get older. But if you start being your kid's friend at the age of, you know what I'm saying, from the time that they're born, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to the age of 13, that's what they're accustomed to now. So when you try to act like a parent, when you see them doing wrong or they out of pocket and you try to be a parent,
I agree
they gonna
with
look
you.
at you funny like, man, what? Man, you better shut the fuck up. That's why you got kids up here talking crazy and shit. Man, you better shut the fuck up. Man, I got that stick on me.
Nigga.
You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I wish a little nigga.
I wish
man, bro,
a motherfucker
Bro, I'm going to jail today. I'm going to jail today. I promise you. I don't give a fuck who kid you
Lock
is.
my
I'll beat your
black
parent
ass
up
up.
too if I got to, or they can come
No, I
whoop my
love
ass.
my.
You know what I
Don't get me
mean?
wrong. You know, I'm trying to gentle parent and all the things, but also like,
But your kids ain't talking to you like that though.
no,
Now I don't think they talking to anybody else like that too.
no. And if I caught wind of them talking to somebody else like that, I would literally lose my mind.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Nigga, grass, okay?
Nigga, you grass food.
Yo,
Bury your ass under the earth.
respect is the underlying. You
That's-
respect me, you respect everybody around you until they disrespect you, and even then, it's like,
That's one of the main things I just want us as a people. I'm not going to pinpoint a certain group of people or anything, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not just a certain group. It's all of
Yeah.
us as a whole. You know what I mean? We got to do better for each other. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we looking at, you know what I'm saying, the government and shit like that and all these people that, you know what I'm saying, just plan out shit for us and say this is how to be a good human being and this is how to be a good parent, and we're looking at that for guidance when really all we really need is us. You know what I mean? And it's gonna
in
start
conversations
with us.
like these, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Just to know that
have the
somebody
conversation.
feel the same way or thinking the same shit or experience the same shit, man.
Or
that's
do the
dope to
work.
me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. I started therapy when I was 14 years old. So I am almost 10 years deep. I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am.
You're very adamant on that.
I'm almost. So, like,
You been
when
before that
the
age, queen.
revolution of therapy came, like, 5 years ago, and a lot of Black people wanted to go to therapy, they were super hesitant. And I was like, I couldn't understand it because I'm like, therapy is the shit. Like, therapy is the reason why I am able to function in life.
Mhm.
Okay. So now, like, moving forward, like, I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I feel like not everybody, but if you feel like you need therapy, just
It's okay. Yeah,
That's
I don't agree
okay.
with it, but
you
that's
don't
okay.
agree with therapy.
No.
Why?
Hell no. And me and my mama spoke about this on her episode.
Okay,
Like, I tried
tell
it.
me.
I tried it.
Yeah, but here's the
And-
thing: you have to date your therapist. No, did anybody tell you that?
What?
Date your therapist.
What the fuck do you mean? Date your
Like-
therapy? You mean like get therapy from my girl?
No, sweetheart. I mean, the first therapist, the second therapist, the third therapist might not be the right one for you. You might need a Black male therapist that's 45.
Okay, I'm
You see
glad
what I'm
that you
saying?
explained that because I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
do you mean date my
I
therapist?
don't
That
mean
might
like
make it
go
worse.
home and fuck on your therapist. That's weird. I'm
even though I
saying
would.
like. I'm
go
saying
ahead.
you have to like date your therapist and figure out what works for you because
Yeah.
you might get a therapist that does not work for you, and that's fine too. I was blessed. I started my therapist in 2013. That's been 10 years ago. And she's amazing. And I feel very grounded. I feel very secure. She know all my business.
Mm-hmm.
So she's awesome. She's a white woman. I feel important. I feel like that's important to say that.
It definitely is.
But I do know that like when I tell her what is going on in my life, she really does give me tools to like navigate how I want to move through life and being a better person and healing. She's really great at that, and she's been a therapist for a long time, obviously, since she's been with me for 10 years. But what I can say is like I know a lot of Black men who tried therapy one time and decide
This
this
for me.
ain't for me.
So let me speak on that now. For you know what I mean? Like I said, I tried it. You know, and it was an old white man, you know what I mean? I ended up
And
getting
that
kicked
wasn't-
out of it. It wasn't it.
It wasn't for
'cause
you.
He was just
and he
because
wasn't.
I have an auntie that I'm very close with. One of my favorite aunties, Auntie Moan. You know what I mean? And she got
Okay,
multiple
Auntie
college
Moan.
degrees. She's a professor and she's a
Yeah.
therapist as well. And man, just, you know what I'm saying, watching her, you know what I'm saying, and growing up around her, you know what I mean? I say that to say I know what they're trained to do and, you know what I mean, to be for people. So hold on. The reason why I say I disagree with it because, you know, being the spiritual being that I am, I think therapy first starts with you. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
Accepting certain things with yourself. You know what I mean? And then addressing certain things that you may be afraid of addressing, or you just feel like, you know, I just want to bury this and whoop de whoop. Those are demons that you have to fight. I believe that therapy first starts with you. Before you go and invite somebody else into your space, into your energy, you know what I mean, and try to, you know what I'm saying, sympathize with you and tell you what it is that you're feeling or what you went through and that, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, hold on, hear me out. Okay. This is why I disagree with going to a therapist because, you know, I tried a therapist one time and it didn't work. Did nothing. Okay. This spiritual journey and this being that I am now that has no more hatred, that really has little to nothing of pain left. I don't look at certain situations the way I used to look at. I don't hate the world anymore. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt anybody else around me. I'm healed. Like I'm healing. I'm finally healing. And guess who got me through that? It was me and tapping in and finally listening to my ancestors that's been talking to me my whole fucking life, but I chose not to listen. I chose not to pay attention to signs. Now, this may not work for everybody, and I don't shoot anybody or fault anybody. That you say that. I do not fault anybody or judge anybody who feels like therapy does work or, you know what I'm saying, that's a route that you should take. I think you should try it just to see if it's for you. Because it's different strokes for different folks. I think you should try whatever you feel or take whatever step you feel like you need to take to be able to find peace with anything that you're going through. Mm-hmm. And if you like it, once you try it, keep doing it, please. Because at the end of the day, I just want to see everybody happy. And I think everybody really just want to love and be happy, but we have to act hard and put on personas because of the world around us. You feel what I'm saying? We have to
just be hard.
But I say that to say, I healed myself. You know what I mean? My ancestors healed me, and they give me strength every day. From this day on, like, I will always tap in to them when I feel any negativity. You know what I'm saying? If I'm irritated about anything, I meditate and I talk to them. And when I come out of that conversion with them, I feel reborn again. I feel elevated. I feel like I'm vibrating back on that higher frequency. That's just what worked for me. I believe for our people specifically, that is how we heal. That is our therapy. But like I said, it's different strokes for different folks. I'm not knocking anybody who tries what you try. I'm not knocking anybody. Man, if it works for you, do it. Anything it takes to move on, to heal and move on and continue to elevate. You got to elevate your vibrations at all time. You got to keep elevating your frequencies at all time if you want true peace and true happiness. That's all I'm saying.
And I am happy that you have reached a certain the level that you wanted to reach, the level of completion and elevation.
I'm not completed yet. I'm not completed yet. The ancestors are still working on me.
And we're all like,
but I'm actually knowing what it is now. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm actually knowing I know what it feels like now. I know that it's real. To be happy, to be at peace, to be able to heal and move forward. I know that it's real because I didn't before. Yeah. I know that it's real now. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. I do, like, I don't want to discourage anybody from going to therapy. I don't want to discourage anybody from going on a spiritual journey that is like it's not conventional. You know what I'm saying? Do what works for you. Mm-hmm. I am a therapy kid. Like I said, I've been in therapy since 2014. I feel like I'm a pretty phenomenal person. So
you are. No, you dope as fuck.
So I feel like therapy has really been a big instrumental part in that. I do feel like you have to date your therapist. Like, you have to go on dates and find therapists that like work for you. And there are a lot of different apps to like, I just want a black man or a Hispanic therapist or, you know, whatever. that you can do that, and I encourage people to do so.
I definitely
but
do too. I encourage y'all to get out there and try shit. You know what I mean? If you going through it, man, please don't bottle it up and just think that nobody
the
cares
worst.
and think that, you know what I'm
That
saying,
is
you
the
don't matter.
fucking
That's what I went through all through my whole life. I
worst.
thought that I was only put here to be strong for others, and what I was going through and what I felt, the pain that I experienced,
It was invalid.
It didn't mean anything. Because
Exactly.
nobody was asking me what's wrong with you.
How are you doing?
How are you? Nobody was, you know what I'm saying, aiding to me. I always had to step out of my way for younger and older people. Step out of my way and put myself to the side. So then I just started being numb to everything. I started drinking. I started popping pills. I started smoking weed. I started doing everything to escape from myself so that I can be for somebody else.
Yep.
It took me moving away from here this last time that I've been going for about 5 years. It took me moving away.
I couldn't even believe it.
Man,
I couldn't even believe
I
you were.
needed it.
Because, like, here's the thing. YD will leave, but he'll come back. Like,
Yeah. Like within
but
a year
this
or
last
so. You know what I
time,
mean?
he left, and I was like, what the, where is this nigga at? Like, and you know, not for nothing, and this might just be me being a bad friend, but I really don't feel like I have to check in on him like that.
No.
You know what
that's
I'm
good.
saying?
I
Because
get it.
he got him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if he need me, he'll let me know. This time, I didn't hear from him, and I was like, "What the? Like, are you good? Like, you all right out there? Like,
You not the only person. That's not being a bad friend. You are not the only person that's close to me that when I came back expressed that emotion to me.
I was like, what the fuck? I told you when we went on the river, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you just left and like,
I was in such a dark space, like, you know what I mean, a dark place with myself. I hated myself, and therefore I hated everybody else.
That
and
is
you know what I mean? And
the
I
worst
kept trying to
feeling.
commit suicide over and over again. The ancestors would not let me cross over, and I couldn't figure out why the fuck y'all keep making me suffer. So I'm like, you know
it
what?
wasn't about suffering.
No, that's what I was thinking at the time.
At the time,
And that's what made me be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I'm about to choose me for once. I'm about to move away from everybody. I need to focus on me. I need to figure some shit out. I went out there, man, and it was a rough journey. Everybody out there that was able to see it, y'all can vouch for it. It was a rough journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was so necessary. And the being that I am now, I wouldn't be this being, I promise you, if I didn't make that choice to just separate myself from the world and just let me deal with me. It took me 5 whole years to do that. And I apologize to
that
y'all, but I
time.
don't feel like I need
Don't
to apologize.
apologize.
You know what I mean? Because I gotta
Don't do
choose
that.
me sometimes too. You know, I think everybody should choose them sometimes. People make people feel like it's fucked up or selfish to choose yourself at times.
So
you
how
know
would
what I
the
mean?
world be if we always choose ourselves? Like, if the intentions are always pure, it's not like
I mean, it's a
I'm
double-edged sword.
choosing. No, I'm saying you're not choosing yourself with malice intent. You're just choosing yourself because you just want to be the best version of yourself. And like, I had to deal with that in my divorce, right? Like, just choosing myself. I could have chosen to stay where I was, and my kids would be in a happy situation. My son to this day doesn't understand why I got a divorce. He asked me literally 2 weeks ago, like, I just don't understand why you and dad broke up. And I'm like, baby, like, you don't understand it because we never fought in front of you. Like, you didn't understand it because
And you don't want to talk down on his dad or what he's done to you. That ain't their.
not.
They're
Oh my
too young
God.
to try to process that.
And
Like, they
even
don't
when
need to
they're
know
old
some shit
enough,
like
like
that.
it's just gonna be some shit that it's between me and him. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Facts.
Like, and
That
even if he
that has
was,
to be hard, Queen. Especially explaining it to boys. A
man,
mother explaining to boys
Man.
why their dad and her are not getting along like that.
it is wild. And even when they're old enough, let's say they 16, 17, 18, whatever, and they want to know why. Like, he always asks me, like, why did y'all break up? I'm like, well, mommy and daddy just couldn't get along. And he's like, I just don't feel like that's a good enough reason. And I said,
It's
I
not.
get that.
It's not.
I get it. But that's the only reason I can give you right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason that your 9-year-old brain can like process. So I do feel what you're saying, and I feel like, you know, even when they're old enough to process it, I will not talk down on their dad.
No, you never should. Let them, if that's an energy that they're gonna accept on their own, that's an energy that they have to experience on their own with him. You feel what I'm saying? Not from you.
It's a double-edged sword, like you just said, because it's like one thing, my one regret, because regret is weird, right? Like regret is a weird emotion, but my one regret is that they never saw problem solving between me and their father. Mm-hmm. We didn't fight in front of them. Mm. Everything was cool, and then we broke up. That's how that was their experience. Yeah. Like everything was fine, and then all of a sudden we're not a family anymore. Mm-hmm. So they never saw us fight. They never saw us yell at each other. They never saw us try to problem solve or anything. It was just like, oh, we live this enchanted life, and then now mom's moving out, and we have 2 separate homes. Mm-hmm. So that is like my like, it hurts me to my core that my kids never saw us like try to work it out, because to their recollection it was just like it was just over. It was like it's an implosion, you know what I'm saying? And that's rough. You know
I think that's a big thing with a lot of our growing ups and kids this days, and in the generation before us, you know what I mean?
But with us growing up, you saw your mom fight with niggas, right?
I saw my mom getting her ass beat.
That's what I'm saying. You know what we saw our moms fight.
But I also saw my mother in healthy relationships, and then they get into it, and then it's just done. You know what I mean? We never saw a conclusion like how do we solve this problem?
You never saw problem solving.
We never saw, So we just looked at it like, okay, well, just fuck this motherfucker, and then all of a sudden they back together, and you're like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? We never saw
what the process.
How did you work that out? How did y'all get back together?
But here's the thing: I mean? That's because they were raised by our grandparents, and that was stay in a child's place, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to do it in front of them. I get it. You know what I mean?
But also, like, that again, that's one of my biggest regrets from my marriage, is like not letting my kids see problem solving. Like, just like, let's get to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Or let's fight, or not fight, that's a bad word, but let's get to the bottom of it in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They never saw that. And thankfully, I'm in a relationship now where that if we did have conflict, they would see that. But in my previous relationship with my marriage, it would have never happened. And I really feel bad about that, because I don't want to send men out into this world feeling like they can just do whatever.
Well, see, look, check this out. There are some pros to how you choose to deal with when they ask you questions as far as their dad and why he's not around.
Absolutely.
Because what I took from my mother...
Wait.
No. Around. Together is what I'm saying.
Oh, together.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's around, and we're not together.
My mama never spoke down...
I would never.
On our fathers and shit. You know what I mean?
Man.
And what I took from that, what we all took from that, is not to hate somebody or dislike somebody because of what somebody else feels or said about them. Gain your own shit. You know what I mean? Make your own decisions. Have your own mind. And if y'all decide to fall out, or you decide you don't like him, then that's your choice. But do not she never talked down on her significant others to us, you know what I'm saying, when they had a falling out.
Amazing.
And that's what we took from. We like, okay, so now we all move like, man, if you say something, say if Dave was to say something terrible about you, right, to me, because y'all fell out, right, and he comes to say it to me, I'm like, well, you know, that's between y'all. I'll come talk to you about it. Like, and I'll be like, yo, so what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going to fuck with you. What I'm saying is I'm still going to fuck with you because our relationship is separate from that relationship. I'm not going to groom you into not liking this person because I'm angry with this person. So I think that's what your boys are going to take from how you choose to, when they ask you questions, how you choose to answer those questions. Yeah. That's what they're going to take from you. So definitely be careful, especially with boys and being a mother. Be careful of how you answer those questions.